Dear students, in my earlier video, I told you the first way of developing your vocabulary. That while referring the vocabulary, you have to see the use of word in the context and in co-text. Today, I will talk about the second point, that is prefixes and suffixes. What does that mean? It means that using meaningful parts before or and after base words for purpose of creating new words. It means that with the help of prefixes and the suffixes, you can create new words and you can use them in your sentences. So this is another way of enriching your vocabulary. The process of prefixes and the suffixes is together called affixation. So affixation is the one way of developing your vocabulary. Let's take the example. This is the word happy. It is base word, and look how the prefixes and suffixes have changed the meaning of that word. So the happiness becomes noun, unhappy becomes the opposite of the happy by using this un prefix. Unhappiness, again it becomes noun, happily it becomes adverb, unhappily it becomes also adverb. Similarly, the word care, so the full, careful, ing, caring, carefully, careless, less. So these elements which are added to the base word before the base word and after the base word are called prefixes and suffixes. Now we divide prefixes into categories. Prefixes with similar meanings are grouped together. So the first category of the prefixes is negative prefixes. And here are some examples. You see im, in, ir, un, dis. These are some of the examples of the prefixes which give the negative meaning or the opposite meaning to the base word. So the base word is possible, and when you attach this prefix to the base word, it becomes impossible. Similarly, correct, incorrect, responsible, irresponsible. So these prefixes together are called negative prefixes. There are also certain type of prefixes. They are number prefixes. So you see that uni or mono, bi, tri, multi or poly. See, for example, the base word is lateral or theism, unilateral, monotheism, polar, bipolar. So uni means one, bi means two, tri means three. So the color, tricolor. So these number prefixes change the number of the base word. There is also another category of prefixes. They are grouped together as some other prefixes. For example, prefix re or x, they mean that re means again, x means formal. For example, build the base word, new word is rebuild. The president, ex-president. So with the help of prefixes, you can create new words. So here is the list of some other prefixes. Co, see author, co-author. Say for example, for, it means before. If you attach to the base word tell, it becomes foretell. So these are all some of the prefixes, the base words and the new words. So you can go through it and understand what do they mean. The feature of prefixes is that they generally do not change the word class. It means that if the base word is verb, if you attach prefix to that base word, it does not change the class of that word. It happens. However, there are some verb forming prefixes, except to this general rule that we have seen, that for example kind is adjective, and if you attach un to it, it becomes unkind, but it also remains the adjective. But to this general rule, there are certain exceptions. For example, be, the calm is base word, it is adjective, and if you attach become, it becomes verb. So there are certain prefixes like be, d, n, am, out, un, that they change the class of the word. For example, the slave is noun and enslave is verb. So you can create more words with these prefixes. Now let's see some other, the process of affixation, and that process is suffix. Suffix means the elements are attached after the base word. For example, al, uns, re, ism, mint. Now the difference between prefixes and suffixes is that prefixes do not generally change the word class of the base word. On the contrary, suffixes always generally change the word class of base word. Let's have some example. See for example, here is betray and al is attached to it, so it becomes betrayal, that is noun. Take for example employment. Employ is verb, base word. Ment is attached to it after the base word and it becomes employment, that is the noun. So you see here the number of suffixes and base word and the change category of the word. So you will say that quite often both prefixes and suffixes are used with the base words, that in effect the base word becomes more complex. Sometimes double prefixes and suffixes are used to create words, and here are certain example. So the industry, al, is, ocean, these are the suffixes and it becomes industrialization. So the product is the base word, ive is suffix, ly is suffix, it becomes productively. Demonetization, d is prefix, monetize, it is noun. So the demonetization. So while reading English, you will come across number of suffixes and prefixes. Here are certain examples of adverb forming suffixes. For example, happy, you attach ly to it, it becomes happily, strangely. So the words backwards or westwards, wise, clockwise and chapter wise. So these are examples of adverb forming suffixes. I hope you have understood this part. Thank you.